Okay, so here we are in Base Camp 1, and this is a section just inside, just opposite our office. And as you can see, we've used our lyra trees from our original production over the last several years to produce our woodwork shop. So this is going to be sort of a furniture workshop where we're going to be pumping out the chairs, the love seats, the coffee tables, the beds, and so on for sale. And so very soon we're going to stock this up with tools. Going to put a nice little setup in here with power from our main facility because we have a lot of excess power. So it's going to be like a solar woodworking shop that's producing lyra and bamboo furniture essentially. We're going to build our first series of what we call eco dorms. Okay, they don't have toilets or running water in them, but they're going to be very posh, raised sort of stilted houses built in the same construction technique, but very cozy with like plywood flooring and very beautiful little patios, west facing and so on, with airflow and mosquito nets and double beds. You're going to be able to come to Priceless Farms, pay like $10 a night to $20 a night for the premium lodges and experience what's going on here. Okay, and for everybody it's a different experience because everybody has their own different interests and their way of perceiving what's actually happening. And another thing that we're really working on, because we've had now 2 master's thesis students come, particularly from Wageningen University, and we want to promote university students from all over the world. So if you've happened across this video and you're watching what I'm talking about and you're interested, we are actively building housing so that you can come and live a very comfortable lifestyle to produce your thesis, whether it's a master's thesis or whether it's your bachelor's or whatever it is that you're doing. Come on out, live with us for a bit, get your budget together so that we have a little bit of income for our staff, and we teach them all about ecotourism. You can go out in the gardens, pick your own food, and have a really good time. So another sidebar, another point of interest, obviously, and it bears mentioning, is our primary investment on Priceless Farms is this beautiful clean technology solar factory, which is the highest graded moringa producing factory in the country. This is the crux of our business. This is making massive value addition to every single herb, every single leaf, root, and seed on this property can come into this factory through ISO standards and come out as high value commodities for export to the world. It is not for timber production. Timber, we have a whole other setup that we're building, but this is really the heart of our organization, and I think it speaks to the depth of what we're doing here as a company, above and beyond the Ventree project, and in tandem with the Ventree project, to be able to say that we are adding so much value to our products that we can guarantee the prices that we're setting over time as these projections mature through these observations that we're making with serious concerted effort to make these crops actually work. Let's go over to the timber. You see more seed production here. Let's film this. So currently we're processing some of our older trees. These are 6-year-old trees that we culled and cut last year, or just about 4 months ago. And these are now going towards producing the foundations, if you will, and the framework for our little eco lodges, so that we can increase the number of staff and managers, and also increase the number of students and visitors that we're able to have on our various properties. And you can just see how big this 6-year production is. And all of these trees that I'm showing you, they were infected by a species of a viral plant, if you will. So we had to take them down, and we're now putting them to use. So this is a very small harvest. I'm going to take you over to the tent here so you can see the rest of the production. tent is really locked on. We're keeping them as dry as possible. And you can just see the timber that we've got. And this is a small fraction of our forest. And maybe if we go over here, you can get a more detailed depth view if you stand on the sand here, Joseph. Come real close here. Come real close. So here we can count backwards, okay? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So this is a 6-year-old pole, and this is a regular lyra. This is not a giant lyra. Let me show you a 6-year-old giant lyra. This is a good example. And as a forester, you can actually tell when a tree has grown in a non-windy environment. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could probably recount that. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the center hole. And that's a giant lyra, okay? And each of these is about 4 to 5 meters long. And of course, you know, tapering off towards the end. So these are our eco lodges and our dorms that we're going to start renting out, Airbnb, etc., etc. And some of the profit from that we're going to be giving to our initial investors in the Ventree project, because the siding and the walls of our dorms and of our cabins is going to be made from those lyra trees that were stunted down in the lower acreage. So we're going to be giving you like around 30% of all the rental value in order to catch up and make sure that your initial investment is intact. And that's really great. So now we'll go over and I'm going to show you the plot 5 plantation, where we've subsequently acquired, and show you how prolific our expansion model is onto that 23 acres. And I want you to keep in mind when you see that segment, which is coming now, that we have another 20 acres that we've just acquired this year on lease for 15 years to replicate yet again. And my vision for the future is to do 10,000 acres a year in the coming years, because I really need to see, well, personally, I think once we master all of these different techniques, I think we can explode with this type of investment model. But I need to make sure that everyone sees where the value is and gets their money back, plus what we promise. Okay, so we've come up to our upper acreage. This is the middle of the plot of 23 acres that Ventree has acquired in order to develop. It's been under development for about 4 years now, and as you can see, it's quite well developed. There's a lot of growth going on. All of what you see here was planted. It's like our primary farm, where we've really created the same system, but just on a new territory. So this is a little bit younger than our original plot by about 2 years. And what I want to show you now is the prolific production that we're getting. And I'm going to get rid of the dogs. Keep filming. I'll get rid of the dogs. Dogs out! Away they go. Film down. So this is an example of a raised bed, what we call micro nursery. And the dogs are going to come in because they think I'm going to scratch them. This is Chewbacca. Chewbacca, I need you to get out of the video. This is all lyra trees here, lyra seedlings, okay? So right here, there's probably about 10,000, maybe 6,000. And you can just come and see the production here. And then come up and follow me over this way. Come on, dog. We're filming here. So just do a wide shot. So here behind me and around me, you can see other seedling beds with papaya seedlings. Don't go too far, Joseph. You won't be able to hear me. And you can see a lot of papaya seedling production. This is the papaya tree here, which we're producing as a digestive aid. In my opinion, it's the best digestive aid in the world. And we have about 8 different raised bed gardens here that are continuously being reseeded after planting. We've already gone through all of these once. So on the 23 acres, we have well over 100,000 moringa trees. And I would say we have close to 50,000 lira trees, which are growing as part of our program. And in total in the nurseries and throughout the landscape, as I told you, the lira trees are producing seedlings underneath of themselves. Okay, and that is a big deal because each seed produces between 1 to 4 seedlings. And right behind you, I'm going to show you, come this way. Come over here. Come really close on this one. You can see some of the young seedlings that have just been planted. This is about a week old. This one overgrew in the nursery, so it's lost a bit of its top area. But as you can see, it's got new growth and it's resilient. It's going to grow. Just look at the production here, just on the edge. This is about 1 seed here. I'm just going to rip this out. This is from 1 seed. Okay? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a little hairdresser move here. And I want to show you that perfectly. Look at that. 4 seedlings from a single seed. And as we're talking and as we're doing this, I'm just realizing, if you look, we've got 2 strong seedlings and 2 weak seedlings. Isn't that interesting? And this is a discovery I'm making right now, because I've always been interested in the fact that certain trees that we plant don't grow as fast as others. And now I'm realizing that perhaps there is a dominant gene inside each shell, giving you strong ones and weak ones. And I can see this one is the strongest, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And doesn't that happen in most other species as well? It's a very interesting thing. I'm going to plant these back in. I'm just going to dig a hole. Here you can see the seed casing. Get real close on that. Can you see that? So this is half of a seed casing, showing you 2 crevices where the inner seeds are being held. And it's just a beautiful thing. And these trees, to me, this is the solution to firewood. This is a furniture industry here. So now just Joseph just fell over, and this is agroforestry at its finest, and this is one of the most resilient, beautiful species we have in the world to utilize, so that we don't have to go and cut down fruit trees, and we don't have to go and destroy ecosystems where chimpanzees and orangutans and all these other beautiful animals are living. We can produce all of what we need within the agricultural environments that are pre-existing for our species to be able to thrive. So this is plot 5. Look at this. Just pan over there and take a look at that. You got papaya, moringa, lira, avocados, guavas, mangoes, all manner of herbal medicine, more beds of trees going out. The reason why I created Ventree Life, in fact, you're shooting towards the sun. Let's go over here. Let me stand here. The reason why I created Ventree Life was because I very quickly realized, once I started making Priceless Farms what it is, and I started really getting a feel for the prolific growth that the trees give us in this type of environment, I started realizing this is too much for just a few investors. We need to open this up to the world. We need to open this up to everyone, because one investment into a sustainable farm, into a sustainable home where people are producing this type of ecology, can create the next and the next and the next generation of investment. And it proliferates, okay? And that's where we really see that our economic system and our social and our, I would say, resource management systems come in tune with nature. And that's where we start to really see the future of humanity as a bonus. It's a good thing. People can relax. Armageddon is not coming if we regreen and we reforest in this way. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope that all the different things that I've shown you has given you at least a better, more detailed perspective than just a couple written documents and some emails that we've been sending out. And we should do this once a year, and I'll try to shorten it up for you. But it's been a long time coming, and after observing everything that's been happening, it's very hard to just come out and say, this is this. We have to take our time because we're watching trees grow and react to what's happening around them. Excuse me, I'm being attacked by mosquitoes here. And so we're taking a long, protracted, methodical approach towards figuring out how we can create truly valuable economic systems that can be passed on generation to generation and protect the environment long term. So there you have it. Just take a look at this environment here.